before at Lawrence Berkeley National Lab, they finally produced 115, element 115, and the math formula was almost identical to ours.
Yeah.
But his formula predated theirs.
Are you aware of the fellow from Denver that was supplied as a medium the formula for 115? Are you aware of that?
No.
Stan Romanek.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, he's been supplied that formula.
That formula as
okay,
well.
I'll shut up. Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I know how. It is the belief that a lot of people that are metaphysical, that we're going into a new way of thinking. And that new way of thinking is about sharing, and it's about cooperativeness versus competitiveness. And a lot of the people that are trying to create this zero-point energy machines, they just want to find some way of making money on it, or they want to make sure that the whole public gets it, but you know, some company somewhere is going to make money on it. I think we need to go to the next level of thinking and not only share the technology, but just share the idea instead of trying to prioritize it and patent it and keep it to ourselves and have somebody making money on it.
That's why I've given my blueprints to the whole world here today, because, you know, I've never gotten money. Like Nassim Harriman spent $2 million in his lab and he produced nothing but bending metal. And his scientists came to me and told me what they did in the lab, and I said, you know, is that all he did with $2 million? Because that's nothing. And so, you know, I mean, look at the economy. Look at the Federal Reserve and the bankers. It's a very, very simple thing to say. I mean, we are richer than we've ever been in the history of the world. We have more goods, services, and labor, and thinking, and knowledge, and inventions than at any time in history. A dollar is supposed to represent goods, services, labor, education, healthcare, all those things, agriculture. So you should have the dollars for all of the goods and services and potential labor in the country. So there's no shortage of wealth. There's a shortage of dollars to move things. Unemployed, Obama says, well, we can't afford to go to the moon, but we have the steel, we have the unemployed workers to go there. And we either have to get beyond money or we have to get beyond central bankers.
Yes.
Hi, I have a share and a question. The share is, I did a continued fraction of your 10/9, and it's 1111 crops up. I'll hand you the paper.
Right, the 1.111, which is what we talked about.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, on 2012, it's you know, central planet time. On the actual moment that we come into the date, the supposed end date, it will be 1111 standard time. Which is really, really amazing.
Yeah. My question is, presentations have made the claim that there's a lot of underground economy money and rogue corporations that are doing this type of research. So even if more governmental sponsored research is running up against the buddy system, what's the possibility that there are rogue operations that are just moving ahead with the technology?
Well, that's exactly right. Like, I mean, I'll give you a story. I mean, John Searle, how many people saw the John Searle film? He got an offer in Thailand, and Thailand has relationships with China. No one would give him a measly $2 million. Even at the end of the film, you see the NASA scientist, and no, we don't have $2 million. Oh, that's so much money. And he might be trying to trick us. You know, if I was the appropriator of science and technology funding in Congress, I would give every guy and woman with an idea all the money they needed, because only one of them has to be right. There was only one Thomas Edison who invented the light bulb. There was only one Nikola Tesla who changed the entire world. So they don't all have to be right. You need to hedge. And our problem is we're so cheap. You know, I hate to say it, but even Bob Bigelow wouldn't give John Searle $2 million to find out if he's telling the truth. I believe he's telling the truth. It all makes perfect sense to me. We don't have $2 million, and the experiment that I want to do is in the hundreds of thousands of dollars range. Nothing. Peanuts. I mean, we're not really passionate. That's the problem. And rogue countries are willing to fund this stuff. And that's our mistake. We are asleep at the wheel. Every great invention in the history of the world, you can go to the airplane, the automobile, the computer, the electron microscope, all of them happen in this country first. But now, because corporations rule, and there's a lack of incentive and a lack of spirit in our investment communities, there's no passion to look